Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Chris's Collectible Corner, and for those of you who are new, thank you for coming through to tune in for this review. And today we're taking a look at another highly anticipated figure, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta by Kamione aka Tonsenart Toys. But before we get into the figure itself, if you wouldn't mind, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification to be notified when new reviews are uploaded to the channel. It really helps and I appreciate the support. Alright guys, so as you can see for the packaging, it's the same as the Super Gogeta packaging, just in blue. And the style of packaging is pretty consistent with what Tonsenart had done with their Bojack Trunks, which is actually getting a reissue, so be on the lookout for that. And just as Kamione has been doing with their packages, we get two boxes. One which holds the main body of the figure and some accessories like the hands and effects, and a second box which holds the head sculpts, face plates, and vests. The boxes are pretty straightforward with some illustration of the Muay Thai Fighter and a window to see the figure itself. So with that out the way, let's get this guy out the packaging and onto the display stand. And here we have him, standing straight up and down in a light box. He stands at just a little above 6.5 inches from head to toe. Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta from Kamione. Now taking a look at his aesthetics, he has a nice silhouette which I believe better represents the character's proportions from the film. And I just have to say, of these two variations of Gogeta, I'm not sure which one people are more hyped for. I think it's pretty even. And for you Gogeta fans, we're eating good this year. Between Tonsen, DF, and now Tamashii showing up late to the party, what a time to be a Gogeta fan. Now looking at the head sculpt, the hair and head shape is more accurate to the character design as he appeared in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. For the vest, it seems Kamione chose to go the route that S.H.Figuarts did with their Gogeta, so you do get some gapping in between the vest and the shoulders where you can see his skin, because they chose to have the shoulder straps tab into the shoulder itself. Unlike DF, where they went a different route, but we'll see how this works once we get into the articulation segment of the video. But I will say, plus that this figure has, that the other Gogetas don't, is that you can actually remove his vest if you want to have a shirtless Gogeta, which is nice. And as for the upper torso, the sculpt seems to be the same mold from his Bojack Trunks figure, minus the tank top and adding the wristbands. Now the lower half of this figure is what really separates him from the other Gogetas that have been currently released. It's a 3.0 mold, but this time around, Tonsen chose to have the flaps on the thighs go all the way up to the crotch piece by the hips. I do like how close they are to the body and don't flare out much like they did with the Kid Buu figure. The pants seem to be a lot baggier than usual and flare out more towards the bottom, but I think that it helps with capturing Gogeta's silhouette more accurately, and I actually prefer it this way. The extra fabric from his waistband is much longer and dramatic than the other Gogetas, which I like. That'll help with giving more dynamic poses when doing figure photography. As for the paint and shading on this figure, there is none. From head to toe, it's all just molded plastic, which is fine by me. There's no shiny plastic at all, it all has a nice matte finish. Maybe if we could see some variation or color gradient in the hair and some light shading on the pants and torso, but for what we have, it works and I'm happy with it. Now let's take a look at his accessories. Alright, now looking at his accessories, he comes with 4 hair sculpts, one for the base hair, one for Super Saiyan Blue, another Super Saiyan Blue hair with a hole in the back so you can peg the halo into it, even though he was never dead in Dragon Ball Super as this form, and a windy hair. I really appreciate that they added so many different varieties of the hair sculpt. I feel like this really adds value to the figure, just the amount of variations you'll be able to have with 4 different hair sculpts. Now originally before this figure released, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta's hair sculpts had white tips, but collectors didn't seem too fond of it, so luckily, Tonsen did away with this before the figure was released. Then he comes with 4 different vests in 2 color variations. Each variation comes with 1 normal vest and 1 to simulate it blowing in the wind, so that'll be really good to pair with the windy hair sculpt. I guess Tonsen added the extra set of vests to better match the color from the film. One is a more orange kind of yellow, and the second set has a kind of lime green tint to the yellow. Once again, adding more value because they didn't have to add it at all. Then he comes with 10 different face plates, 5 for the Super Saiyan Blue and 5 for the base form. The facial expressions are pretty standard and they're the same for both. So we have a stern looking expression, a smirking expression. The only difference between the Super Saiyan Blue smirking face and the base form smirking face is the base form has the eyes slightly looking to the side. Then he has a calm looking facial expression. Then he comes with the teeth gritted expression as well as a shouting expression to simulate him powering up. Now looking at the hands, he comes with 7 pairs of hands, a crossed arm accessory, and replacement pieces for the butterfly joints if you want to swap them out with the black pieces that already came installed on the figure. He also comes with a unique energy effect piece. So now looking at the hands, he comes with a pair of fighting stance hands, karate chop hands, or you could say big bang attack hands, open palm hands to simulate him shooting off a ki blast, another pair of open palms with the fingers slightly bent so you can use that to have him charging a Kamehameha wave, and another pair of hands to replicate after he's thrown the Soul Punisher, which we really don't get, so it's nice to have a unique pair of hands instead of the regular standard stuff that we always get. Another pair of open palm hands with pegs in both of them, so this way you can use that unique energy effect piece that he has and plug him to either hand that you want. Then he also has these wide grip holding type hands, similar to what came with the BoJack Trunks figure, which is cool because you can use this to have him holding his vest to recreate his finishing pose from Dragon Ball FighterZ. The only drawback that I see is that this variation didn't come with the Soul Punisher, but I take it the company was banking on people buying both variations, so you were gonna get it anyways. Alright, let's take a look at Gogeta Blue's articulation. So, we're gonna start with the head. How far up can he look? He's hindered because of the collar, but he can look up about that high. He can look down a good amount. Side to side. And head turn. He can go about that much until his face hits the collar. So that's fine. Alright, ab crunch. Very nice ab crunch. And I like that there's no gapping here in order to achieve that. Look at that, Tamashi. It is possible. There you go. You can lean back a good amount. If you push it, obviously you're going to see a gap. But it's very minimal if you just leave it at where it's supposed to be. Plus it shows more sculpting. Very nice. Okay, so now let's look at the shoulder pieces. This is obviously different from what DF did, so going straight up, how far can he go? Alright, he can go past 90 degrees, no problem at all. Alright. Obviously, once you get it down, you gotta just finagle it to keep the look. But let's see how the shoulder rotation is. That is also really good. Don't mind the squeaking. I just got him out the box. He doesn't feel like super tight or like he's gonna break. I think it's just because it's brand new. So there we go. Alright. Double bicep bend. Very nice. Bicep rotation. And then he has an extra piece of rotation that other Gogetas do not have. And that is forearm rotation. So we can move that right there. Because you take that piece off to swap it out from the Muay Thai Fighter to put these on. So it's crazy how it kind of worked out. So there we go. Waist rotation, really good. Simple. Now let's take a look at the legs. How far can he kick? Alright, he can kick a good amount. And those flaps tuck in real nicely underneath there, so you don't have to worry about that hindering it. Alright, let's check out the splits. Super nice, look at that. No problem at all. Jean-Claude Van Damme has competition. Look at that. And then thigh rotation. There you go. Yeah, I thought this piece was gonna hinder a lot more, but no, it's not doing that. He did this a lot better than he did on his Kid Buu. Can he go back? Eh. Nah, can't really kick back. Gotta do it like an angle and it's kind of weird. This is not soft. He does not have the soft diaper, unfortunately. It's a little soft, but not as soft as like Goku's. Alright. Knee bend. Very deep knee bend. A little bit of gapping, but you know, it is what it is at this point. Alright. And he also has another piece of new articulation that's with the 3.0 Goku, and I guess he beat him to it. He has ankle rockers. Look, right at the very top. That could move too. See? For better stability. Very nice. Yep. And then ankles. He can point his feet way down. Can kind of go up. The wraps kind of inhibit it, but can go in nicely into the side and outside. Real nice. And his toe bend. It's nice and tight. So yeah. This guy's articulation is great. 10 out of 10 for Gogeta. Alright, and for you guys wondering, because I know some people don't like this whole setup that they have, the shoulder straps, you have to peg into the shoulders, they were hoping maybe something like this. Well, this is the vest that came with Tonsenart's Bootank's kit. So, let's see how this looks on him, alright? Let's just put his arms back, and we'll just slide that right on. Let's see. There you go. Kind of just shows you how huge Super Buu is of a figure. This looks like Gogeta's wearing the North Face. So yeah, that's how it would look. It will not work. Just in case you guys are curious, there you go. Alright, and now for some size comparisons. Here we have Gogeta next to the Black Hole Toys Majin Vegeta. And then here we have him with the Battle Damage Beast Deity Super Saiyan 3 Goku body with the Worm Super Saiyan 2 head sculpt. And then here we have him with the Super Saiyan OC Toys Vegito. And then here we have him with the Beast Deities Super Saiyan 3 Vegito body with the HN Customs Super Saiyan Blue Vegito head sculpt. So if you were thinking about pairing these two together, unfortunately the blues on the hair do not match. And because I had someone ask about this in the comment section before making this video, here he is with the 2.0 P Bandai exclusive Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. And as you can see here, the colors on the hair again don't match. They're a closer match than the HM custom hair sculpt, but the blue is still different from Gogeta. I hope that helps. And the figure that I think a lot of people are going to be pairing this with is going to be the Dragon Ball Super Broly. So here he is with the Dragon Ball Super Broly figure with a custom Super Saiyan 3 hair sculpt. And then here we have him with the Beast Deities Broly. And jeez, this figure is huge, he's massive. And then comparing him to past works of Tonsenart's, here we have the Tonsenart Kid Buu. Yeah, vast improvement on the pants. As you see by comparison, Kid Buu's kind of flares out a little bit more, where Gogeta's is nice and tight, tucked to the body. And then here we have him with the Tonsenart Bojack Trunks. Can we just take a moment to give respect to Tonsenart? Because of the 3 figures that they've released, they've all been bangers. Yes, they've had some QC issues and whatnot, but overall, they've been super dope. They've been exactly what the fans have wanted and what we've been asking for, and Tonsenart has been delivering. So yeah, I just want to give credit where credit is due. Oh, I also wanted to show you guys, just in case you were curious, the parts on this Kamione Gogeta are interchangeable with Tonsenart's Bojack Trunks. So if you want to use Trunks' forearms on this Gogeta, you could do that, but the skin tones don't match. You could also put the vest on him and then had the Muay Thai wrapped forearms on him to give him a more rugged look. Or you can even put Gogeta's head on Trunks' body, swap out the arms and give him the wraps on that one as well to give him a more street look. Or just, take off the vest and have tank top Gogeta on Trunks' body. Honestly, there are a bunch of combinations that you can do. I just wanted to let you know that it was possible. And then here we have him with the Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta by S.H.Figuarts from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Don't mind the hair sculpt. I was gonna have this guy be customized to make a Gogeta figure, but it just never came about, so I can't find the Super Saiyan Blue hair. So this is the Super Saiyan DF hair on it, but it's literally the same exact mold, face shape, and hair sculpt, just in yellow. So just use your imagination, I guess. But yeah, as you can see them both compared next to each other. The belts are on opposite sides. Not sure that really matters because you could just flip the whole belt around if you want. The blues on the belts and the leg wraps are different. On the Kamione Gogeta, it's darker. And when it comes to the vest, Kamione implemented the same technology for the shoulder straps into the shoulder pegs that S.H.Figuarts did. But as you can see, like, the detail on the Kamione vest is a lot better. You can actually see the wrinkles, where on the S.H.Figuarts it's very flat and plain. So yeah, this was a much needed update. Thank God they finally made it. I mean, I can't believe that as the making of this video, S.H.Figuarts decided to announce their Super Gogeta finally as a New York Comic Con exclusive, and it's still a 2.0. Like, that's wild to me. But I'll go more in depth in a separate video comparing these two to one another. Alright guys, so that was my review of the Kamione Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. I got mine off of AliExpress. He came out to about $85 after shipping and taxes and the tariff fees and all that stuff. If you guys are interested in picking this guy up, I'll leave a link in the description below this video, so this way you guys can get him yourself. Now, all that aside, I really like this figure. I know there was a lot of hype around this, and maybe this is bias speaking, but this figure was a lot of fun to play with, to pose around. The sculpt is great. He looks fantastic. He comes loaded with accessories, great articulation, and it's a 3.0 Gogeta, which is long overdue. And it just kind of shocks me that we have to rely on third party to get figures that we've been wanting to look this good from third-party companies and not the official company. And I feel wrong calling this a bootleg just because the quality of it is so top-notch that, like, if I didn't tell you this was a bootleg, you would think this was an official figure from the official company. It's that crazy. So all that aside, as you guys know, I usually use the Dragon Balls and the Dragon Radar from a scale from 1 to 7 to rate these figures. So I'm gonna give this guy a 7. Yeah, it's well deserved. Some of you may think that the price is a little high, but honestly, I don't think so. I think because of all the fees from the tariffs and all that stuff, and maybe I just been conditioned from Tamashii to have these super high prices and subpar quality figures, that this one feels like a breath of fresh air. Now, if it was 60, 65, oh, it'd be beyond 7. It'd be 8 Dragon Balls, 9 Dragon Balls, whatever. But once again, I think I'm just conditioned to paying these kind of prices. But the fact that we get all the accessories that we got, the extra set of vests, 4 different head sculpts, 10 faceplates for both base form and Super Saiyan Blue form, and also some effect pieces and a bunch of hands, yeah, you can't go wrong. But you guys let me know in the comment section below. Do you prefer this Gogeta, or are you gonna hold out for the Demoniacal Fit Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta? I'll also be getting that. Or do you still like the original Gogeta that was released by S.H.Figuarts from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie? Let me know in the comments below and let's have a conversation about it. With that said, I hope you guys found this review informative. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification to be notified when new reviews are uploaded to the channel. Thank you for stopping by my corner of the internet, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.